Hi guys, we'll learn how to clone a schema in Oracle database using Oracle Datapumps. So Datapump is a logical backup, is a utility from 10G. Oracle 10G we have a Datapump which is 45 times faster than your normal exports and imports. So we can have a logical backup. Logical in the sense data. So if it's a physical backup in terms of files, and if it's a logical in terms of data. So using this logical backup here, we can have either schema, either table, the full database backup, or using a query parameter, we can have a selective queries. So this data pump, we can also clone a schema from one schema to another schema, either from same database, within the same database, or from source to target. We can copy. Clone does mean a copy. We can keep a copy. We can create a copy. We can duplicate a schema. We'll see step by step practically. We'll see the brief steps how it works. We'll ensure the instance is up and running. We'll make sure the database is up and running from $V database. So logical backup, the database must be up and running. Once we verify the database up and running, we can check the user exists, the one which we are going to have a backup. Once we had a backup, to have a backup, the user must exist, the one which you are going to clone in your source database, and your target database will not have the user. You can clone within the same database. It doesn't mean that user should exist for a target. In Datapumps, the feature is where user automatically creates while importing. While import, the user created. Normal exports and imports, we need to create user manually. Then we need to import. Whereas Datapumps, where while import itself, it's the user created. The next step will ensure physical directory, logical directory, creating logical directory, which is alias for your physical directory. Grant the permissions, read and write on the directory. Using expdp, we'll have a backup job. We can monitor the backup job whether executing, stopped, or completed successfully from db underscore datapump underscore jobs. Once backup completed using expdp utility, we'll clone the schema using impdp with the parameter remap underscore schema. One point to remember while cloning, the target schema can be created either from full database backup or a particular schema backup. Assume that you have a last night backup and your developer team said, let's have a copy from the last night backup. Let's clone the schema from the last night backup. Or current schema till date. Either from last night backup or from current schema, we can have a backup. Then we can import. But that backup could be a full backup or schema level backup. Also, while cloning, we can exclude or include objects, object types, using exclude parameter, include parameter. We can set the job name. We can set the job name to monitor. We can stop the job in interactive mode. We can continue the job while backup using interactive mode. So let's go for a task. We'll perform this step by step. We'll see how we can clone the schema from one schema to another schema using remap schema parameter. So let's verify your database up and running. PSFNE type breath PMON. So it's a command process PTS, so it's not a running. So we need to start your instance. Your instance name is prod, where we can verify from etc or a tab the instance name where we have or a tab. You can see prod your instance. On one instance where we have, you can start. Let's start your database. So given startup, is connected to idle instance. Just executed a startup command. It's getting started. It's got mounted. Got open. Verify the database is in read-write mode. Yes. From read-only database, we can verify. So let's create a physical directory under Aura backup, where we're going to place your backups. mkdir dp datapump dp does mean a directory dp, and ensure that we have a permissions. Read write x for owner, read on x for group. Create a logical directory. Physical directory has been created, and logical directory create or replace directory dp underscore dir has or backup under prod dp. So the directory got created with the name dp underscore dir as an alias, and let's grant your read and write permissions on your directory dp underscore dir to public or any particular user you want to have. You can give to that particular user. Public means everyone within the database who has access to write in to execute your data pumps, they can have public. So directory was created, read and write permissions been granted. Once granted, can verify directory and the path exist. Can check from db underscore directory. You can verify the structure. It's not directory, its directories. So owner, directory name, directory path. We can check the directory name and directory path. So directory path from db underscore where directory underscore name like db underscore dir. So the path exists. So the database is up and running. We have a physical path, we have a logical path. Now we'll verify even user exists. Let's verify the user exists. What kind of schema you want to export? Verify the user name from db underscore users where username in Scott, comma HR, comma some the target user which we are going to clone. Let's take Prasad. The target user Prasad and the source user Scott and HR schemas exist or not. Only Scott and HR exist. List the object type and object count. We'll check the object count. Of HR schema, object type and the count from all underscore objects. Using group by function, we can verify the number of objects in the HR schema. So we have sequences, procedures, trigger, table, index, view, sequence 3, procedure 2, trigger 2, table 7, index 19, view 1. We'll verify invalids from all underscore objects. So we need to validate HR schema in the target schema, the source and target. Are there any invalid objects? So the count is 0. Using expdp, we'll have a logical backup system sys1 to 3. System default will have a data pump role, and the directory will locate with alias dp underscore dir, dump file, specify the dump file name where you want to dump it, the binary dump file, log file to diagnose your errors, export errors. While backup any errors we can diagnose using tail command, more command with the extension dot log specify schema, specify the schema parameter where you want to export. As we're going to export HR, and the job name you want to specify a job name, user defined job name. You can have your own name. J1 is an example. Yes. Want to reduce the file size, you can use a compression parameter, compression equal to all. You can open another terminal to monitor your job from db underscore data pump underscore jobs. Job name, operation, state from db underscore data pump underscore jobs. So you can monitor whether executing, not running. This is the other job, existing job y1. It's not running while import. It's got stopped. Our job name is j1. It's not yet started. Now let's execute. You can monitor here using slash. We can repeat the same statement, the select statement. Undefined, the job name found to be, it's defining the job. You can see the status, the state found to be for the j1 export job defining. Now it's got executing, the state found to be executing. You can use Control C to find out your status, the current job. It's found to be executing. Stop, you can stop the job using interactive mode. You can verify the status of your stopped job got stopping. You can attach your job to reopen the job. Use attach parameter. The job name you need to specify. It's got just attached. Either stopped or running job, you can attach and you can find the status and found to be undefined and idle state, the job. The client command shows clearly what we have executed as well. We can verify, you can cross check the same job or not. Now you can use a continue command to continue the job, to reopen the job. Use a continue, it's got reopened now. The job got reopened. It's found to be executing. From stopping, the status found to be executing. Change it to executing from db underscore data pump underscore jobs. Still it's executing. It's taking time. You can see the job count. Status completed objects is 3. The object name, location, sequence. Object type is sequence, exporting now. Completed jobs, objects are 3 still. Sequence, object type sequence. You can check the log file as well. You can monitor using tail command. The status get updated in your log file. Using tail command, we can read the log file. Yes, the same status found sequence. Means from db underscore data pump underscore jobs, we can verify. From the log file, we can verify. From interactive mode, we can find the status. 3 ways we can monitor your job. We can trace your job. You can find your state of your job. You can find your errors from interactive method as well from your log file. You can find any job any errors we can trace. Tables got completed, statistics got completed. About to end. Find the status from interactive method. Still executing. 7 jobs got completed. From log file being monitored. Once again, it's about to complete. 1,84,320 bytes has been written, and the percentage done 99%. No errors in the job. Successfully completed. From the log we can verify. You can see the tables and the rows got exported. Successfully completed. Can find the status state completing. See while status it came out from that job is going to end, not running, completing, completed. So we need to wait till it complete, till it moves from the db underscore data pump underscore jobs. Once done, we can import using impdp. We can clone the schema. As the dump file is in the same location, specify the dump file which I exported. We had a backup. And the log file, specify the import log file to trace the import errors. Schemas parameter, the one which we are going to unload, upload from HR to Prasad. Verify once again the dump file name is correct. So remap schema parameter specified from HR to Prasad. We are going to clone from HR to Prasad. Prasad's user does not exist. We verified. Executed import job. So we can monitor here either log file we can monitor from db underscore data pump underscore jobs. Clear the screen and verify the job state and operation and job name of that particular job. If you don't specify the job name, system defined job name will be specified by system itself. You can verify now. You can see sys underscore import underscore schema underscore 01 is the job name being specified by system itself. It's being importing. You can see the import was completed, all the rows of every table in Prasad schema. can verify the status. Completed successfully. You can validate now. You can verify the count. Honor like HR found to be sequence 3, procedure 2 in table 7. Let's same verify for Prasad. So both are same. The validation is also successful. Table index are found to be same count from HR and Prasad. So the import is successful. The clone is successful. So done with this job. Thanks guys. The next video will work on parallelism and other parameters. Thank you all. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel.